Beyond the stereotypes, unveiling the Bible's perspective on sex. Many people assume the Bible is anti-sex. They think it's full of rules and restrictions. But is that the whole story? A closer look reveals a surprising truth. The Bible actually celebrates sex. It speaks of intimacy with joy and honesty. It's time to move beyond the stereotypes and uncover the Bible's beautiful vision for love and sex. A history of misinterpretations: how sex became taboo. Over the centuries, the Bible's message about sex has often been distorted. What was once a text meant to guide and enlighten has been misinterpreted and misused. Cultural norms and personal biases have clouded its true meaning. Societal pressures and historical contexts have played significant roles in shaping these misinterpretations. Many have focused on the don'ts rather than the do's. Instead of understanding the Bible's holistic view on relationships and intimacy, people have zeroed in on prohibitions. This has created a sense of shame and secrecy around something that should be celebrated within the right context. The natural human experience of sexuality has been shrouded in guilt and fear. Religious leaders throughout history have sometimes emphasized control and obedience over understanding and compassion, further deepening the taboo. It's time to set aside these misconceptions. By revisiting the original texts and understanding the cultural contexts in which they were written, we can gain a clearer perspective. Modern scholarship and open dialogue can help us peel back the layers of misinterpretation. We can learn to see the Bible not as a rulebook of prohibitions, but as a guide to living a fulfilling life. Let's rediscover the Bible's original intent to guide us towards healthy, fulfilling relationships, including our sexual relationships. By embracing a more nuanced understanding, we can foster a culture of openness and acceptance. In doing so, we can break the chains of taboo and shame and instead celebrate the beauty of human connection in all its forms. The journey to understanding and acceptance begins with education and empathy. Together, we can create a world where love, intimacy, and relationships are honored and respected, free from the shadows of misunderstanding and fear. Celebrating desire, the Song of Solomon's Ode to Intimacy. One book in the Bible stands out for its passionate portrayal of love and desire: the Song of Solomon. This book, also known as the Song of Songs, is a unique and poetic exploration of the depths of human affection and the beauty of romantic love. Unlike other books in the Bible, it focuses on the intimate relationship between a man and a woman, celebrating their love in a way that is both profound and deeply personal. This collection of poems paints a vivid picture of romantic love between a husband and wife. The verses are filled with rich imagery and metaphors that describe the lovers' admiration for each other, their longing, and their joy in being together. The language is evocative, capturing the essence of their emotions and the intensity of their connection. There's no shying away from physical attraction. The Song of Solomon openly acknowledges the physical aspects of love, celebrating the beauty of the human body and the delight found in physical closeness. It speaks to the natural and God-given desire that exists between a husband and wife. The Song of Solomon celebrates the beauty of touch, the thrill of desire, and the deep pleasure of intimacy. It highlights the importance of physical affection in a loving relationship, showing how touch can communicate love and strengthen the bond between partners, and the deep pleasure of intimacy. The poems convey a sense of joy and fulfillment that comes from being intimately connected with one's spouse. They remind us that intimacy is not just a physical act, but a profound expression of love and commitment. It reminds us that God created sex to be enjoyed within the covenant of marriage. The Song of Solomon underscores the sanctity of marriage and the special place that sexual intimacy holds within it. It teaches that love and desire are gifts from God, meant to be cherished and celebrated within the bounds of a committed, loving relationship. A gift, not a burden. Sex and marriage in Corinthians. The Apostle Paul echoed this positive view of sex in his first letter to the Corinthians. In a time when many viewed sex with suspicion or as a mere necessity, Paul's perspective was revolutionary. He saw it as a divine gift, a sacred act that should be cherished and respected. He addressed practical questions about marriage and intimacy, providing guidance to a community that was struggling with these issues. Paul's teachings were not just theoretical. They were meant to be applied in the daily lives of the Corinthians. He emphasized that sex is a gift from God, intended for mutual pleasure and bonding within marriage. This was a radical departure from the prevailing views of his time, which often saw sex as either a necessary evil or a purely physical act devoid of spiritual significance. Paul encouraged husbands and wives to be fully present and giving in their sexual relationship. He believed that a healthy sexual relationship was crucial for the overall well-being of the marriage. By being attentive and considerate, couples could strengthen their bond and deepen their connection. He saw sex as an essential part of a healthy marriage, fostering connection and intimacy. Paul's teachings remind us that sex, when approached with love and respect, can be a powerful force for good in a relationship. It is not just about physical pleasure, but about creating a deeper, more meaningful connection between partners. In this way, Paul's message is timeless, offering wisdom and guidance that is just as relevant today as it was 2,000 years ago. Wisdom for lovers, finding guidance in Proverbs. The book of Proverbs offers timeless wisdom on many aspects of life, including love and sex. It warns against the dangers of infidelity and sexual immorality. It emphasizes the importance of fidelity and commitment. But Proverbs also celebrates the beauty of marital love. It encourages husbands to find delight in their wives, cherishing their physical and emotional intimacy. Becoming one intimacy and oneness in Ephesians. The Apostle Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians, describes marriage as a profound mystery reflecting Christ's love for the church. He emphasizes the importance of mutual submission, respect, and selfless love between husbands and wives. Paul highlights the way sexual intimacy fosters oneness and deepens the marital bond. He encourages couples to approach sex with tenderness, understanding, and a desire to serve and bless one another. Love's true language, building intimacy through respect and understanding. The Bible's message about sex goes beyond the physical act. It emphasizes the importance of emotional and spiritual connection. True intimacy flourishes in an atmosphere of respect, trust, and understanding. Communication is key. Couples are encouraged to talk openly and honestly about their needs and desires. They are called to be considerate lovers, prioritizing each other's well-being and happiness. Beyond the physical, the spiritual connection in sex. The Bible recognizes the profound spiritual connection inherent in sex. When shared within the covenant of marriage, it becomes an act of worship, a celebration of God's design for love and unity. This spiritual dimension adds depth and meaning to the sexual relationship. It helps couples see beyond the physical pleasure and experience a deeper level of intimacy. Rediscovering intimacy, embracing the Bible's vision for love and sex. The Bible offers a refreshing and liberating perspective on sex. It encourages us to embrace intimacy as a beautiful gift from God, to be enjoyed within the safety and commitment of marriage. It's time to shed the shame and secrecy surrounding this vital aspect of our humanity. Let's rediscover the joy and fulfillment of God's design for love and sex. A call to love while living out the biblical ideal. The Bible's message about sex is ultimately a call to love well. It challenges us to cultivate healthy, fulfilling relationships that honor God and bring joy to ourselves and our partners. It encourages us to approach sex with reverence, respect, and a deep understanding of its power to unite and transform. Let's embrace this vision and experience the fullness of love as God intended.